In a quiet village, surrounded by mountains and clear streams, there lived a wise Zen monk named Ryo. His temple was hidden deep within a bamboo grove, a place where the wind whispered ancient truths and the birds sang with a calm that soothed even the most troubled hearts. One morning, a young man named Kenji came to the temple. His face was pale, and his eyes were clouded with sorrow. He had traveled far, carrying a burden too heavy for his heart to bear. He sat at the steps of the temple, gazing into the stillness of the grove. Ryo, noticing his presence, approached silently and sat beside him. They sat in silence for a while, watching the gentle sway of the bamboo in the breeze. After some time, Kenji broke the quiet, his voice trembling. "Master Ryo," he began, "I have come to ask for your guidance. Though I am not sure if there is any left for me, I feel lost, consumed by my pain, and I no longer wish to continue. The weight of living has become unbearable." Ryo closed his eyes, inhaling deeply. He could feel the young man's despair, a deep well of suffering that had hollowed out his spirit. But Ryo knew that words alone would not reach Kenji. He needed something more. "Walk with me," Ryo said softly. Kenji, though reluctant, rose and followed the monk into the bamboo grove. They walked slowly, with the sound of their feet brushing against the earth, mingling with the rustle of the bamboo leaves. After a while, they reached a small clearing, where a single, large stone sat at the center. Ryo gestured for Kenji to sit on the stone, and he took a seat on the ground nearby. "Do you hear that?" Ryo asked, his voice calm. Kenji listened. At first, he heard nothing. Then gradually, the sounds of the grove filled his ears. The rustling leaves, the chirping birds, the distant hum of the stream. "I hear the wind and the leaves," Kenji replied, his voice barely audible. "Good," Ryo nodded. "Now listen deeper. Do you hear the bamboo speaking to you?" Kenji frowned. "Bamboo? Speaking?" Ryo smiled. "Yes. The bamboo bends, but it does not break. When the wind blows hard, it sways, yielding to the force, but never giving up. It survives through storms, standing tall once again when the winds pass." Kenji looked down at his hands, unsure of where Ryo was leading. "Your suffering is like the wind," Ryo continued. "It pushes you, bends you, and at times makes you feel like you might break. But you are not meant to break, Kenji. You, like the bamboo, have the strength to bend, to survive the storm. When the winds of your sorrow pass, you will find that you are still standing." Kenji's eyes welled with tears, but Ryo's presence, his words, made him feel less alone, less trapped in the storm that raged within him. "There is more to life than pain," Ryo said softly. "Like the bamboo, you can endure. Let yourself bend, but do not break. Stay, and you will see that the winds will eventually calm." Kenji sat in silence, letting the monk's words settle in his heart. For the first time in a long while, the weight on his shoulders felt lighter, as if the bamboo grove itself had whispered a promise to him. "Stay, and you will endure." And so, Kenji stayed.